This explainer is dedicated to the memory of Fatima Jasim Ali.
Hey, welcome. So today we're going to tackle two little words that can be kind of tricky, some and any. But don't worry, you can toss those boring grammar books aside. We're going to figure this out with a really simple story.
All right, so let's meet our main character. Her name is Lina, and she's got this awesome little shop where she sells all sorts of delicious juices and sweets.
And here it is, Lina's shop. This is where our story kicks off. All you have to do is follow along with her day, and I promise you're going to pick up the rules for some and any without it feeling like a lesson at all. You ready? Let's do it.
Okay, so Lina's opening up for the day, and she's feeling pretty good. She takes a look around at her stock and says, I have some juice today. Now, pay attention to that word, some. It's a positive statement, right? She's just stating a fact. She has juice.
And boom, that's our first big rule right there. We use some in positive sentences, when we're talking about an amount of something. Pretty simple, right? Okay, let's see how this plays out.
All right, let's dive into the first part of our story. We're going to see how Lina's day goes and really zoom in on all those times she uses the word some.
So her first customer of the day walks in, and it's her good friend Reem. Looks like Reem is on the hunt for a specific treat, and she's got a question for Lina.
Reem walks up and asks, "Do you have any chocolate?" Okay, listen closely here. See how Reem uses the word any? That's because she's asking a question. But the really cool part is how Lina answers back. So, Lina glances at her shelves, and with a big smile, she says, "Yes, I have some chocolate." Did you catch that? The question had any, but because Lina's answer is a yes, it's positive, she switches right back to some. Perfect. Then a little later, Reem asks, "Can I have some juice?" And this shows us another really handy use for some. It's not just for positive statements. It's also perfect when you're asking for something, making a request, or even when you're offering something to somebody. All right, so we've got a pretty good handle on how some works, right? It's all about those positive situations. Now, let's switch gears a bit and really focus on our other key word for the day, which is any. A little while later, the shop bell rings, and in walks our next customer. It's a little boy, and he kind of shyly walks up to the counter. He's got a question for Lina.
He looks up and asks, "Do you have any cookies?" Aha, we're starting to see a pattern here, aren't we? Just like Reem's question about the chocolate, this one uses any because he's asking if she has them. Lina has a look around, but this time she has to give him some bad news. She says, "I'm sorry, I don't have any cookies today." And this right here shows us the other huge rule. Her sentence is negative, I do not have, so she absolutely has to use any.
So there you have it, plain and simple. Any is your go-to word for two things, questions and negative sentences. The little boy's question and Lina's answer, they're the perfect examples of this rule in action. Okay, so Lina's day is wrapping up. She's had some customers, sold some treats, and her grammar has been spot on. So let's just do a quick recap of the super simple rules we've picked up just by following her story.
And you know what? Lina's feeling pretty proud of herself, as she should be. She thinks, I didn't make any mistakes today. And look at that, she just used it again. A perfect negative sentence with any. It's like her own little summaries helping us review.
So let's break this down one final time, just to make sure it sticks. You're going to use some for positive sentences, and also for offers and requests. And you're going to use any for questions and for negative sentences. That's really the whole shebang, right there.
And this little chart just ties it all back to our story, which makes it so much easier to remember. For a positive sentence, I have some chocolate. A negative one, I don't have any cookies. And for a question, do you have any chocolate? See, the story gives us these perfect little examples we can hold on to. And just like that, you're done. Seriously, by just following a simple little story, you've basically mastered a key part of English grammar. So I have to ask you one last time, do you have any questions now? Hopefully not. Keep up the great work, and thanks so much for hanging out with me today.